So this video is going to be what to bring to the hospital. Even though this topic has been covered many times, I wanted to give you a perspective from a labor and delivery nurse. That's why I wanted to cover this topic and go over some details with you, and maybe I will bring some new perspective and help you to get the stress off of the big day, right? So you think you're ready for big D day, right? That's a delivery day. When should you have your bag ready? Like I just mentioned, you will be in the hospital for 1 to 2, maybe maximum 3 days. So don't try to bring your whole house and some, okay? Because most of the times the hospital rooms are not that big, and you will have to carry all this stuff back to the car, in addition to little baby that you have and some stuff that you will get from the hospital. So just be mindful of that. Bring only necessary stuff. And remember, the hospital will provide you with most of the necessities, such as like gown for when you're in labor, the disposable underwear, disposable pads, some diapers and wipes. So you don't have to bring all of that if you don't care for the specific brand or something like that. But we'll cover that in a little bit. When should you have it ready? You should have it ready for about, maybe start at 35 weeks, kind of thinking what to put in a bag, but for sure have it ready at 37, 38 weeks of pregnancy, like ready and by the door. You can have it in the car, in the car, if you know which car you're going to be taken to the hospital, or if you have more than one, or if you have if there's a plan that a family member will be taking you to the hospital, or a friend, then maybe have it by the door, or have it in somewhere in the house in a central place, so that if you end up going to the hospital from shopping or from restaurant or something like that, because it happens, or from the doctor's office, you can tell your significant other or your family member where to find that bag and bring it to the hospital. Okay. And have all your stuff packed and ready. Also, regarding the car seat, we're going to cover that for the baby. It's a good idea to have it checked, figure out how it works, how the snaps work, to have it assembled and ready in the car, or again by the door, but figure out how the base installation works. And if you're not sure, the fire station usually has the free car seat check, or you can find out in your area what other organizations have the free car seat installations and checks. It's a good idea to have it done before you go to the hospital in labor, so that way when you're coming out of the door with the baby, especially if the weather is not so great, if it's raining or if it's too hot outside, you know, you can just snap the car seat in and go, not try to figure out how to place it, how to buckle the baby and all that. So that's a little pointer there. And think in categories. When you are getting the bags ready, or the bag, don't bring too much stuff in, but think about 3 people: yourself, your partner, and the baby. So let's go in detail. What should you bring for yourself? ID and insurance card, that's for sure. Even though most of the time hospitals have your information already, if you're pre-registered, most of the time at the registration or at the emergency department, they will want to verify that it's you. So it's a good idea to have your ID and insurance card with you. You're not going to be denied if you don't have it, just in case. So don't stress out if you end up going to the hospital um, when you don't have that stuff with you. You still are going to get services. Um, have a comfortable gown or pajamas and a robe for yourself for after delivery, because for delivery, that's a messy business, and it's most of the time I would recommend to just use the hospital stuff. We'll throw it in a laundry and bring some comfortable clothes to go home in. It can be the same clothes that you got to the hospital in, but things happen, like your water broke or something like that. You might want to have the fresh outfit in the bag for yourself. And don't think you'll just go to pre-pregnancy size. So your maternity clothes will still work. You're still gonna use your maternity size clothes probably after labor. Um, Bring a nursing bra or a tank top that's comfortable and easy for breastfeeding. Hair ties and hair brush, chapstick, toiletries. Again, hospital provides some basic stuff, but if you have sensitive skin, if you have preference for certain hair products, bring your own. Um, the pillow, it's optional, but hospital pillows are flat and not so great. We can give you a few, but some people would prefer their own big soft pillow. So if you want, you can bring your own. And for when you're in labor, if you're planning on natural labor, bring things that will help you relax and feel at home. Like you can bring your essential oils and the diffuser that goes with it. You can bring the stress ball that you can squeeze during the contractions. Um, Load some of your favorite music to your iPhone, iPad, or whatever device you're using, your phones, your MP3 players, whatever it is, or even if it's a CD disc, if people still use that, you can bring it. And hospitals most of the time have the CD players in the room, so you can put your favorite music, relaxing music, on and kind of be in your own little space. Okay, so next, oops, for your support person, your significant other, or it might be your friend, your mom or sister, whoever's going to be in the hospital for you during the labor, you want them to have comfortable change of clothes, comfortable shoes, especially if the guy is coming to the hospital from his working his shift. You want him to have some clean clothes, some comfortable socks, not like working boots, you know, like lighter shoes or flip-flops. If you're planning on water birth or labor in a tub, the partner can be there with you, but they'll need some sort of swimwear, like shirts or swimsuit if it's a lady. Um, get some snacks for them, or at least bring some cash or debit cards to buy snacks from vending machines at the hospital. Some toiletries, again, for him, like shaving supplies, and that, again, it's not a requirement. Uh, the hospital has some basic stuff, but it's not the most quality stuff, I should probably say. So if you want something that your skin is used to, then just bring some small travel size toiletries. And if you are not legally married, he might want to, or she, bring the ID for paternity affidavit, um, for the partner's name to be on a birth certificate. Most of the hospitals require the name to be on a birth form, and the hospital what you call it. The hospitals usually have a person who can verify the identity, and that way your his name can go on a birth certificate. Sorry about that. A lot of mumbling. Okay. For the baby, not really much that we need for the baby or you'll need for the baby. Of course, car seat. You don't have to bring it into the hospital when you're in labor. It can stay in the car, it can be at home, and your whoever can bring it in to the hospital on a day of discharge. Going home outfit, depending on the weather, you want to have like a little onesie and then the top and the bottom, or another onesie with legs and arms that goes on top. You want some socks and the scratch mittens and a little hat, depending on the weather, thin or thick blanket. That's for going home. You might want to bring the boppy pillow, the nursing pillow. It's an optional because at the hospital, even though the pillows are not the best quality, but we can give you a few so you can get comfortable breastfeeding. So you don't have to drag the whole thing around, and if you're not particularly um, set on that, you don't have to bring it in. You can bring the baby book or a page. If it's a pull-out page, you can bring just one page for the footprints. And again, it's optional, but it's nice to have, and the nurses usually experience to have to do those footprints. They're not easy to do if you're thinking to do them yourself. Sometimes they get smothered, and that nurses have a lot of experience with that. So you might want to bring that page in so the nurses will do it for you when they're doing it for the hospital forms. And again, like I said, the hospital provides the diapers, wipes, and the basic stuff. But if you are set on a certain brand and you're not sure if the hospital is going to provide it, you might want to bring a small pack of diapers and a small pack of baby wipes. And so miscellaneous items, but nevertheless, they're important. If you have a birth plan, bring a copy to the hospital, and maybe even bring 2 copies to keep one in your room and keep and one for nurses to put on your chart. You might want to bring a camera, or if you're planning to take pictures with your phones, that's fine. But if you want some more quality pictures, bring your camera in. Phones, chargers for every item that you're going to use, for your cameras, for your computer, iPad, whatever. If you're bringing any items to use during the hospital stay, remember to bring the chargers, because you know some hospitals now have the charging stations, but it's not guaranteed that your hospital will have it. So it's a good idea to have those chargers. And also remember that in the hospital sometimes the electric outlets are not in the most comfortable, convenient places. So plan on having either electrical cord extension or extra long charger cord, or you might not be able to reach your phone while it's charging. So just a heads up on that. And again, your favorite music playlists. And if you're not planning on breastfeeding, I know the breastfeeding is always encouraged, is the best. I'm all for breastfeeding, but I know for sometimes for health reasons, personal reasons, or whatever, you are not planning to breastfeed, or you're not going to be able to breastfeed, then you might want to bring the bottle and a formula that you are going to prefer to use after delivery. Again, the hospital will provide some formula for you if you are not breastfeeding, but if you are set on a certain brand, then just bring a small package with you of ready-to-go formula or the dry formula that you can reconstitute in the hospital. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this video, if it was helpful, if it was if anything should be covered. Do you want to what let me know what topics you want me to cover in the future. Also subscribe and share my page, like it if you liked it, and I hope to see you around. L&D Nurse to Midwife for you. See you in a little bit. Till next time.